Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You may know me as the Grimm's List or the Grim Reaper. Today I'm going to be talking about Zoophiles, Twitter defang Zoophiles, and finally I will also be talking about Taro. So the best way to summarize the non-contact zoophile are people who are attracted to animals but do not commit the act. However, here's the issue I have with non-contact. The thing is that it is still very weird to see people attracted to animals, as it's not really normal and you should definitely get help. It's the same idea as pedophilia. If someone's attracted to children, it would definitely be a suspicion. People would worry about it because it could harm children. It doesn't mean the person will harm the child, but it's still the idea that's there. Not to mention, most of these zoophile are spreading it out there like they're proud to being a zoophile, that they're attracted to animals. And I'm serious, they will literally put the Zeta symbol on and literally show to the world how much they are proud to be a zoophile. I wish this was a joke, but in this case, it's not really a joke. This is actually what happens in our generation. People think it's okay to be attracted to animals. And not just that, but having pride in it and showing it off to the world on Twitter. Yes, all over on Twitter, and unfortunately Twitter hasn't really done much. It does sometimes do some things, but most times it lets a lot of these zoophile off the hook. Not to mention, most of these zoophile have managed to report my account a lot of times, and I've been locked from it many times before. And Twitter hasn't wanted to fix anything that they've done. And I've literally had proof and every evidence to give to Twitter. And Twitter refuses to actually acknowledge the evidence I've given them. So instead, they decide to side with the zoophile, which are attracted to animals, and some of them have actually committed the act and have admitted to it. And even then, Twitter will still be stubborn until you find an actual enough information. Even if that information is given, Twitter still doesn't do much about it. Only does it at the last minute, literally until it screws me over. Most times, I actually call out a lot of zoophile because they have pride in this stuff. It is not something to normalize. It is something to be called out on. Now, if you have an attraction to an animal, you should definitely get help and stop having pride in it and trying to show to the world how proud you are to be a zoophile. Because again, it's not something to be proud of, it's something to show you to get help. It's obvious that you should already know this, that you need to get help. You can literally manipulate your own mind to thinking it's okay, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still morally wrong and it's unnatural. The animal cannot consent to a human. Also, being attracted to animals is still immoral, and again, you need help. Honestly, this gets a lot of my frustration out, but I do have to be clear. If you are attracted to animals, I understand you might not commit the act, but the thing is that when you have pride in it, you're still promoting it without thinking. Because what happens after promoting the idea of sexualizing an animal? Then it's okay to look at pornography. What's after pornography? The sexual act. It's only one step closer to becoming a really bad world that we live in. Like, come on, man. Think. So let's be real here. If you're a non-contact zoophile, you still need help. Stop normalizing that it's okay to be attracted to animals. Because in the reality, we shouldn't look at that as a normal thing. This should be something you should get help or you should actually try to avoid going out there and showing it to the world that you're attracted to animals. Like, if you can at least not say to the world that you're attracted to animals and actually try to get help, then I'd have a little more respect. But the idea that you guys keep spreading it out and treating it like it's a normal thing to sexualize animals and that you should be proud of it, of course I'm pissed. Of course I'm gonna call you out on your crap. You can call it harassing all you want, but that's not harassing. That's calling you out on your BS. I know a lot of these zoophile always love to say I'm harassing them, but in the reality, they're not thinking about what they're doing is wrong. And again, I've already said this many times before. Stop admitting that you're a zoophile. Stop admitting that you're attracted to animals. Stop normalizing it. If you do that, then I have nothing against you. There's nothing for me to go after you. But you keep doing this dumb crap. I have to say this because a lot of these zoophile are mass reporting me now. So my account is actually almost about to get completely ruined because of these dumb people deciding to do whatever they want and try to get away with so much. And Twitter's system bots are crap. They can't even detect whether someone is actually committing a crime or not. Literally, you can send pornography to an underage child, which is a 13-year-old, and get away with it as long as you say, well, it's just, I was just showing pornography. Like, come on, man. Twitter, you need to fix your crap. Now, you may be thinking I'm overreacting on this, but actually, in fact, I wish I was overreacting on this at this point. Because I've actually done a lot of research through this, and it turns out you're allowed to basically send out naked pictures of people or animals, things like that, and Twitter allows it. Like, and not to mention, you have to be 13 or older to be able to go on Twitter. That already enough is kind of a criminal act. Not just kind of, it is a criminal act. Why is Twitter letting people go out showing pictures of naked people in a certain thing, in a certain platform that people can go into easy access, especially as a 13-year-old, and going out there spreading a bunch of that information and showing pictures like that. And this just makes it easy for them to get away with it. Twitter needs to fix that kind of crap, but they won't fix it. I've told them many times before to fix that crap, and they never do, and they won't. So basically what happened lately is I've actually been on Twitter. I've been a little less active because I've been getting mass reported by the Zoophile. They've been making it very hard for me to call them out. So meaning that now they're able to get away with it easier and they get to laugh it off and all they want because that's just how they're going to do it. And they're probably praising that I'm pretty much almost done with this kind of crap, calling them out. But the thing is, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to keep calling them out because they still need to be called out on. Now, the reason why I decided to call out Zoophile often is because there's a lot of Zoophile. And I never expected that at the beginning. At the beginning, I thought it was just some delusional people, that's it, just some dumb people out there, not insanely like this. After a while, when I did a lot of digging, there's been a lot of information I found that's very disturbing. And honestly, I have to say that I'm surprised Twitter has let them loose all the time, especially Taro, which is a zoophile who actually committed the act towards his own canine dog, which I've shown it on one of my YouTube videos. I literally show the DMs I talked to him before, and I try to understand where he was coming from. I will never debate the zoophile, however, but I just wanted to know exactly where their head was at, and to see what I need to expect from them. Unfortunately, with Twitter, I'm on very thin ice. So if I actually end up saying the word stupid, idiot, or like the smallest little words, I can be screwed over for good. This is really bad for me because honestly, I've tried to avoid saying any little types of slur. I can't even say like normal words that most people would say as a joke because these zoophile are literally on, like, they're literally looking out, waiting till I slip one thing, and then they'll try to mass report me. So if I do anything, or say anything, they'll try to screw me over. No matter what I do, even if I accidentally said it, they'll take advantage of this because zoophiles are actually really going after me because they really hate me. I don't know. Well, I know a part why partially. I've called them out many times, but they deserve to be called out. But my account is getting mass reported by the zoophile, and my Twitter is getting ruined by them, by non-contact and pro-contact. Now, even if I do get suspended from Twitter, I'm still going to call them out on YouTube. I'm still going to make sure to make a lot of YouTube videos as much as possible. I will make sure to do as many as I can so I can piss the living crap out of them because they need to be called out on. Also, speaking of mass reporting, guess who actually managed to mass report me a few days ago? Yes, it's Taro. He literally responds, "What a great way to start the day." I'm going to be honest, most of those tweets were actually very, very base comments, what I was saying. I was basically saying that animals can't consent, and I said it to someone else, some other zoophile, which is probably a friend of Taro, I don't even know, to be honest. But anyways, he decided to report a bunch of those tweets because he didn't like the idea that I said that animals can't consent. Now, if you think that couldn't get any worse because it already looks really bad, trust me, there's a really strange tweet I found that he said recently. "I like to go on walks. My dog likes to go on walks. Unfortunately, because my dog cannot communicate whether or not he wants to walk or if we should stop walking, he cannot consent to that action. That's why it's immoral for you to take your dog on a walk." In case you guys don't understand what he means, he's basically using this method of trying to basically manipulate people to saying, "Oh, you know what? We shouldn't take our dogs for a walk because they can't consent." He's trying to make you reflect and try to think. But here's the thing that I can easily debunk about that whole thing. Taking a dog for a walk and consenting to an animal from sex are two different things. So Taro, you didn't make a really good point. You have a horrible take, and you're stupid as fuck. Not gonna lie, I said it. I need to say it because I don't care about you. You need to go away. All I'm gonna say is basically taking your dog out for a walk is actually very good for your dog because your dog needs to get exercise. Now, Taro's logic is basically if you can't have sex with your dog, you can't go out for a walk. Seriously, Taro, that's a really dumb take. Honestly, even a kid would know how dumb you are. So apparently, people are getting arrested for taking their dog for a walk now, according to Taro's logic. So, congratulations, you have arrested literally everyone in the world for taking their dog for a walk. Just because you want to basically have intercourse with your dog. You're an idiot, Taro. You're still stupid and you need help. I'll be real, you're not gonna get arrested for taking your dog for a walk. You're gonna get arrested for basically having intercourse with your dog. So Taro, get debunked and go get help as soon as possible because you really need it. Anyways, like, subscribe for more, and if you don't, the Grim Reaper will be coming after you. Love y'all, and peace out.